Hello everybody and welcome back to Space Engineers Build Along. In today's episode we are going to build a small mobile base. And the reason we're doing that is that we need to get to an ice lake, and on that ice lake we need to be self-sufficient. We're going to be 30k away from our main base. We're not going to have any life support, we need some gun turrets, we need to be able to defend ourselves. So what we'll do is we'll find an area amongst this lot, probably somewhere around here, to start building a base. Now, what this mobile base needs is, let's see, it's going to need medical facilities, it's going to need gun turrets, it's going to need a refinery, it's going to need crafting, it's going to need O2H2, it's going to need hydrogen storage, it's going to need large grid storage. Now, I haven't decided if we're going to make this space worthy. I don't think we will, because I don't have a lot of hydrogen at the moment, so we need to build something that is practical, and if we do have hydrogen it's probably going to be a small amount, so we might have to do some experimenting, we might have to do some quick drafts and see what comes out, but let's place some blocks. Okay, I've built this very basic platform, give me a bit of a shape, and I've put a little ramp on it. And this is what we're going to start from. Do we think we need that much hydrogen? Wouldn't be a question in the old update. I'm going to put. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have just one. Okay, but that's still there. So let's go back to the refinery. We get that on there, so the modules. Just flip this around a little bit. That's okay. And then we come back to this one. Problem now is that assembler's not going to be able to have every module on it, which is fine. Not likely to need every module anyway. Now we need to put the O2H2 gem, which I think I'm going to stick under here this time. Let's just grab that again. Make sure we get it in a place that's okay. Cool. So O2H2, refinery here, oxygen tank, not on there. Let's think about power. Again, this is going to be a big ship. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 batteries there. I need to find some space here for batteries. I think 2 there. It's 4. Let's put the batteries the same way around if we can help it. That's it. There'll be 4 batteries there. It's 9 batteries. It's 9 megawatts. That should be plenty of power. And I'll leave some room in case I need to drop more in. Right. I need to connect these up to the grids, but I think I'm going to do that by breaking that and putting conveyors in here. If I can select the right tubes. And I'm just going to do 2 conveyor junctions like that. Then I've got room to pull off. So if I imagine that is me coming up to there, I think what I'm going to do now, because that is relatively practical, is I'm going to leave some. There's enough room here for another hydrogen tank. I think 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If I need to, I can always drop another hydrogen tank at the front. But what I'll do is I'm going to switch my toolbars around a little bit, so I've got some ladders and other things. Because what I want to do now is come from here and build up. I also need to put airlocks in. So let me grab the bits for doing the airlocks and the ramps, and then we'll come back and see if we can get this going a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to drop a nuclear reactor in here as well. We don't have any uranium in game, but, you know, might as well have something going on with power. That'll help us. I think I'd like to put modules on here, but the reality is I don't have the materials for it in the Let's Play. So I'm actually going to leave it empty, but make sure we've got room for it. I think we've got enough batteries. We've got, what, 4 there? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? 9 should be okay. So the only other thing, considering this is engineering sort of area, I think that's probably it. And we've got a rough shape. So the only other thing we want to do now is probably change this up a little bit. Because I'm just thinking, where's our top going to be? This should be the same height as those, which is good because that means I can have the ceiling here. How compact do you think I need to make this? I didn't get my med bay in yet, did I? So I need to get a med bay in as well. Let's get back to just a random block here because I want to get rid of that. Now, to make this airtight, we absolutely need to have blocks or something here. Or at least something going around it. So let me just... Because what I really need is some blocks around here. So I wonder if I can continue that 45 degree up. So if I put that on there... and get this one on here. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Because now I can put that block there. So assuming I have something solid here, that will block that as well. Question is, what do I do to first? Because I don't want this to feel too narrow. So actually, I could go to this block, use half blocks here. There's no reason for it to be full blocks. And then that just gives it a little edge. Grab that there. Okay. So that gives me a way of making this airtight. Our engineering deck's clearly going to be 2 blocks high now. Or I think it's okay. We can get down here. Can't get across there, but again, that's kind of fine. The challenge here is we might want to have a massive hydrogen thruster or something here. At which point we need to work out how we connect it, but we'll get onto that when we start placing the thrusters. What I want to do at this point is just get a rough layout, because now I can come in here and go this way, engineering, or I can go this way and do something else. So what I might do is see if I can get rid of that and change that to a regular piece. Like that. Oh no, because I can't build in there. Let's go back to the stairs, because what I really want is to see if I can get some stairs in here. Could we connect that differently? So if I had this here, so that would get me up here, but then this isn't connected. Could we connect that on this side? Yes. Yes, we could. Cool, so now I come in. That's all connected. Come up here like this. And this takes me to the cockpit. And that takes me to the cockpit. So this is my cockpit level. Then I need a med bay probably here. I kind of want a med bay. See, that's got a connector there, so that's fine. Boom. And then it gives me... What is that? That's nothing. Good. So now I need to think about building a floor around here, don't I? We don't necessarily need much here. And again, this is very much not a place I should be. So let's assume this gives me a place to have a desk and whatnot. The only thing that's missing here is storage, which I can get by doing this. So I'll stick a conveyor in there, conveyor junction, then find my storage tab, this one, just put a small cargo container there. So that now means I can access my entire storage, and that's the only purpose of that being there. This will turn into catwalks, which I'll do later. There's no need to do that now. I think this gives us everything we need, like for the basics. So what I think I'm going to do is just sort out the mechanics of walking through the ship, and then when I've got that done, I'll bring us back and it will be daylight again, and we'll start working on the thrust and go from there. All right, let me get the catwalks placed and I'll see you in a sec. I've managed to get a bit more of this deck down. Let me just show you what I've done. I've got the cryopod in here now, the small cargo container, little kitchen area, a few odds and sods, a couple of beds, they'll get built in later. Armory, one on either side. I put a little bathroom area in. I felt, why not? If I get to a point where I want an exit on this level, I'll remove that toilet and just put another door there. That gives me a quick little airlock. But that's more or less it. I moved the stairs down from here and then put it on this bit here. Now, this ship weighs currently about 250 kilos. So roughly, it's going to need 5+ thrusters. So what I'm probably going to go with, well, let me put it this way: if it was fully laden with platinum, which is denser material, then I probably need like 10-15 thrusters. But it doesn't need to be fully laden with that. And what I'd like is probably get 6 of aero and 6 aero and 6 hydrogen somehow down this ship. And the thing here is just working out where are we going to place them. So if I go for this one, I just put another block there, and I'll do this side as well so I get that in the right place. Get that one again. So if I do that, yep, it's in alignment. That gives me 4. Then I could do 2 more in the middle. Now that is probably enough to get this ship going off the ground. It's going to require a lot of extra. Now, question is, I like the shape of this. I don't really want to lose it. Where would I put the hydrogen thrusters if I was going to do this? So let's grab them. They're big boys. Now, so I can get one there. Look how close that is to the ground, though. That is definitely destroying stuff. I think we need to build out the ship a little bit here, because there's no way I'm getting a block in there. We can take that out. Across here, we'll take that one out as well. Just going to square that off a little bit. So if I can get a hydrogen thruster in here, and I'll just drop those in. Let's come back. I kind of want it to be about the same height. A little bit lower. Do I want to come up one? Put it there. That makes it basically the same height as the aero one. Okay, so we're back in now. And before I show you the rest of the ship, I realized I haven't actually put any gyros down. And a ship this side probably wants a few. I'm going to use that as a way of describing it, but it's going to be a lot. So I'm going to try and get at least 4 down. And that should give us plenty. Just want to make sure I got that gyro there in the same place. I did. Good. That gives us 4 gyros. Oh, actually, no, I didn't get that in the same place. I need to double check that. We put 2 there. That's in the middle of that one. Let's go over it. Oh yeah, I can't put one there because of the stairs, particularly the light. That's okay. We got 5. So let's deal with this weather quickly. So the weather is by far the most annoying thing. I don't know how to disable it. It must be in the settings of the world. I'll have to have a look. But if we have a look, we've built out the ship a little bit. So from this angle, you can see it's going to ramp up towards the back. So it's going to be a bit of like a wedge shape. And then I've kind of put these on for the width. So it's going to be much wider at the back than the front. I might bring the front forward quite a bit, maybe even all the way up to here. But that gets most of it on. So the last thing I want to do for today's episode is I want to get some conveyor ports run, or junctions should I say, conveyor junctions, to these wingtips and up to roughly where these are, so that we've got easy access for whatever thrusters or gun turrets, whatever we're going to do. And believe me, I'm going to have a lot of gun turrets on this, and I'm probably going to have quite a few missiles. Now I can't make all of those, but there's no harm in having them, so we'll get them there and we'll see what we can do. So let me just run some of those and I'll bring you back when they're there, and hopefully it will just look a little bit more fleshed out. Okay, well, we're back in for something a bit different. As you can see, I'm just taking it for a quick flight. It seems in its current format to be okay. So if you look at the height, now if I try and do this, that is almost straight up. I should be falling and I'm not. So I've got plenty of thrust between the Atmo and the hydrogen, like that, and likewise I'm not falling. Now if I go completely upside down, I do fall at the moment, but I've got enough gyro control, I can just flip this over and gradually stop. So I'm just going to jump out when this is level, and I'll show you what I've done. So I've managed to get the conveyors down onto the arms here. Put a few sideways and up thrust on here. The ones I haven't got thrusts on at the moment, I'm probably going to put gun turrets on, but I need to save that until I've shaped the ship a bit. I'm going to do the shaping next episode. I might move that landing gear as well. I mean, it's nice, but I think we could do with one here and here. But we'll see. So we want to build out the rest of the ship in terms of shape. But I think for a skeleton, that's not a bad start. The only other thing is whether I want to bring that front forward. It's kind of like I want it to be. I want it to come in at the middle. So it's almost like a figure of 8. And like I said, I want it wider at the back. I could bring the front in to make it a bit more pinched, but I don't want to do that just yet. And this ship is absolutely massive, so I don't know. I've got the resources to build it, I'm pretty sure, but we'll have to see. Now if I land on here, one thing I did do, now I see I remembered, I changed this to heavy armor because it's right at the same height as these. So if it hits the ground, it's just going to make it a little bit more bump resistant. But if we come in here, this is all good. We can climb up here, and we come out the front. So I think that's okay. I mean, it's a pretty big ship, but to be honest, whenever I build large grid ships, they always end up at least this kind of size. And actually, while we're in creative, should I paste in the only other large grid ship I've really made? So where is the white whale? So this one is another large grid ship. So let me just turn this around. You see how big it is in comparison? It's falling to the... I better catch that. So it's about the same sort of size, I think. I better delete that before it crashes into the ground. But yeah, it's pretty much the same sort of size. I can see this being a bit better. This doesn't have jump capability, and I don't think it ever will. The purpose of this is basically to do that ice mine, and it can get me to orbit. Now I've only got one hydrogen tank, and this is creative mode, so I need to test this in a non-creative mode to make sure that I'm getting enough hydrogen, basically, because I might need to drop in at least one more tank. And I'm looking now for spaces where I could drop one in if I needed to, and there isn't many. I could basically put one on here. That'd be one obvious spot. And let's see, we could put, yeah, same here. So we could put 2 more hydrogen tanks in that little space there, and that would be okay, because I'd only have to delete, I'd have to delete those 3 conveyors, but hydrogen tank would fit in there perfectly, connect to that and that. So that's how I get 3 more in there. So I'm going to park this back on the ground. And we'll consider this part 1 done. And we'll come back for part 2, and we'll finish off the shaping, the painting, and we'll do some testing. And we'll see how much time that takes. It might turn into a 3-part series, just because this is a massive ship. So trying to get it all done in one night is proving to be a bit difficult. So with that said and done, fly safe, and I'll see you in the next one.